All right, man. Torture Talk After Hours. You know what it is, man. So, I was traveling. Didn't have a chance to drop any episodes, but we back. And, yeah. So, uh, what's the dirt? He just figured out Drake is a deceiver and is a liar. And, yeah, man, we gonna come back and discuss. All right, man. Shout out to Charles Brown for this clip. Let's get it.
What's the dirt? Just realized Drake be lying.
Obviously, there's a lot of symbolism to break down, but that's disappointing. That's disappointing, man. All that build up for nothing? They found a girl and posted in the Discord. Is she anyone in particular? Does it matter? Does it matter who she is? I didn't lie. I was just told three things. There was going to be a track called Who Was It? Was it that? No. I don't know if there was a track called Who Was It? I was told it was the red button. I told it was industry changing. Nothing happened. So from this point forward, big mistake. For me, anyone that tells me anything, I'm just leaving it to my fucking self.
I'll be honest with y'all. I think this is what happens when you run into stuff face first, or head first. I think what's the dirt? He's starting to realize that not only has Kendrick been telling you that Drake's a master manipulator, but now you're starting to realize for yourself that Drake's a master manipulator. Because you got to look at it from this point of view, right? How can it be industry changing if he's actively in a lawsuit against his record label? He's not going to say anything that's going to get him, caught up or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm leaving it to myself. Like, really, bro. I'm so pissed off right now.
What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those cash outs to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. What's the dirt? Is fed up with this malarkey, gang. He is fit to be tied. I have never seen him this heated. He said, I'm keeping it to myself. This motherfucker, listen, what's the dirt? Has stepped into some shit he's going to regret the rest of his life. I've been watching this and I've been wondering, I'm like, when is this going to hit him? When is this house of cards going to crumble? When is he going to realize he made the biggest mistake of his life, trusting Drake and getting on this Drake gravy train so hard that he's deleted his whole work? See, what's going on with what the dirt?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you can't put your trust in some dude you don't know. Like, you got to be neutral as possible. Or you got to make calculated risks. I think this wasn't a calculated risk on his part. I think this was stupid. I think he jumped out the window for somebody he really didn't know because because he had such a disdain for Kendrick and his fans. You know what I'm saying? He like, oh, this guy he's out here doing these things. I can't believe these people are still supporting him. Well, we feel the same way about Drake. We can't believe that people were still supporting Drake after all the stuff that he has done. So you got to understand, man. It's just stupid. It's real stupid.
The dirt, right? What's the dirt is a 100% grifter. Now, we all get on YouTube, we all get on Twitter and these things. We all do this stuff to get paid to a certain degree. This is a job from all of us. No, don't let nobody lie to you on Twitter. On YouTube and say they don't do this for money. We all do this for money, but we also do it for integrity. The money means a lot, but the integrity means more. If a person like me, you can't buy me. You can't make me do shit that I don't want to do. I'm not going to say things I don't want to say. Everybody not like that. What's the dirt will? What's the dirt was one of the biggest, I'm going to say, I don't know the word I want to use in regards to Drake, but he was not very one-sided with Drake in the beginning. He made a video about Kendrick's 616 in LA, where he broke down how Drake has a questionable past with minors. And that video was up until he decided he was going to be the #2 Drake stan on Twitter, Facebook, and wherever else he's at, because academics is allegedly the #1, right? What's the Dirt decided there's a real big bag over there with Drake after he had the fallout and got ran off of Twitter for saying that he did a video breaking down Drake's record against Kendrick, saying that the Family Matters record, saying that Drake said the N-word 37 times to prove that he can say the N-word because he was 37 years old, and people were questioning his blackness and could he say it. And Drake, when Kendrick dropped, he told him,
I just want to jump in and say this. I don't necessarily call What's the Dirt a grifter, though. I think What's the Dirt is biased, but I don't think he a grifter. I think What's the Dirt, he was more of a Drake fan than a Kendrick fan. He's from Canada. Not to say that that means anything, but I believe he said that on his shows once. He said that, well, he's from Canada. And I believe that he said he was more of a Drake fan than a Kendrick fan. I think he was trying to be, I put it to you like this. I think he was trying to be more fair to Kendrick than he was to Drake. I think he was saying these things about Drake, but it was more of trying to get people to watch his stuff through him saying certain things, trying to be neutral. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But I wouldn't say he's a grifter, because a grifter to me is a person who likes one person, then one day he likes another person one day and likes another. I don't think that that's the case in his situation. But
don't want to hear you say the N-word no more, right? So, needless to say, a lot of people took offense with a white guy counting how many times a black guy said the N-word and trying to make an assumption like it was facts. He was doing a documentary style video, but he made an opinion and he presented it as facts, and a lot of people came down on What's the Dirt for that, and therefore he couldn't take that heat, so he apologized, and he basically got off Twitter after clashing heavily with Company Man. He had too many clashes. He realized he wasn't built for the amount of backlash. Gang, this stuff is this ain't for the weak. I'm just gonna be honest, gang. Like, listen, these people are mean. They're brutal. They go all into your personal life. They try to hurt you. They really want to just knock you out the box. So if you ain't got a strong stomach, this YouTuber shit ain't for you. You gonna be a
yeah, I'm telling you now. People are brutal. They don't care. People don't care because they look at it from this point of view like, well, I could do whatever I want. There's nothing you could do to stop it. People are brutal, man. That's just what it is. People are brutal, man. Straight up. Like, no bullshit. They're brutal. And I think that What's the Dirt found out the hard way.
Very sad, bad YouTuber. If you're out here trying to please everybody and stay on both sides and be I'm gonna be fucking down the middle. Like, you're gonna be either awful or you're gonna be really sad in your personal life, because you can't really be fair and balanced and impartial with this YouTuber stuff, because people don't tune in for that. I'm just gonna be honest.
I don't know about that, bro. That kind of like feeds into being so I disagree with that. I think that there is a way you can be neutral. Like, basically what you're saying is, when you say that he can't be neutral, then you basically condoning people grifting. So you basically saying you have to choose a side. I don't think that that's the case. I think that's the whole point of you kind of arguing to get your own point, because you're saying that, well, you can't be impartial. You have to, like, basically choose a side, because when he chose a side, then y'all call him a grifter. Like, I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think that a person can be straight up and say, hey, I don't like this. I don't like this. I mean, you might be boring, like you said, but I disagree with that.
Even my guy, Philip DeFranco, is going to take a stance, and he's literally, well, he always takes a stance one side or the other. But Phil DeFranco is literally news, right? Literally news. I've been following Phil DeFranco for about 10 years, and he's just basically reporting news. But he interjects his opinion on one way or the other on a lot of the stories. So you can't just be a YouTuber without an opinion, or quote unquote a bias to one distinct thing or another. And with What's the Dirt, when you're doing those documentaries, you kind of got to be biased or whatever. But what he learned is even trying to be unbiased, he got cooked and crucified because he put himself out there for that to happen, right? He made a couple statements and it rubbed people the wrong way. This is a very fierce competition out here. You got to be like, listen, I don't give a fuck. This is how I feel. I'm just going to be honest. So you got to decide.
All right, so I understand what he's saying now. He's basically saying, like, you got to be, if you do interject your opinions, I get what he's saying. If you do interject your opinions, then you have to understand that people are going to crucify you regardless. So you got to stand on what you're saying. I understand what he's saying. That makes sense.
Well, listen, this is the side I'm going to be on. So what's the dirt learned that, okay, I'm trying to be fair and balanced, but they are literally ripping me apart every time I say something that they don't like. Well, that's going to happen. But he got off of YouTube, left it for a while. He realized he didn't need it. But then he started to think like, wait, so the Drake fans are mad at me and the Kendrick fans are mad at me. I can still maneuver this, but I can't play both sides. So if I go in, I am Canadian, so if I go in all the way on Drake, the hometown guy, I probably could garner a little empathy, sympathy, and get some people back on my side. And there is a void there. There really is a void there on YouTube. And I would encourage you, if you're a Drake guy and you don't know where to start on your YouTube journey, make a pro Drake channel. It is a void out there because most people don't want to touch it. But I do see some, I'm gonna be honest, I do see some pro Drake channels and they're not going anywhere. I'm just gonna be honest. It is a void there for a reason. People.
I mean, well, this is what we have a Discord for. I mean, I don't necessarily disrespect people who have a pro Drake channel. I think that if you got a pro Drake channel, that's on you. Whatever. But I just don't like the lies. Like, I seen the one boy, Jay, he was basically trying to discredit and lie on Jalopy. Or discredit Jalopy. I'm not going to say lie, but yeah, he did lie. He did lie. He was saying things that just wasn't true. And to me, that's the fastest way to get to the top. Just like Drake, just some things Drake did to get to where he's at, being a manipulator, and then it basically falls apart for you. That's basically how I feel about the whole thing. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with pro Drake channels. I don't see why anybody would have a problem with that. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm alright with people having a pro Drake channel because then that gives me a reason to combat your ideas. That's what it's all about for me. I like combating people's ideas. If you pro something and I'm not, and I'm anti something, or I'm just against what you're saying, I would love to have a conversation with you because I want to see why you are who you are. Some people are so tribal they don't even want to have a conversation with nobody. Like, you should be able to have a conversation. We don't know these people. These people ain't how would I say, they're not in our lives like they're our friends. Like, so you could do what you want. I don't have a problem with that.
I don't want to watch it. I see guys making pro Drake videos and it'll be like 6 views, and I'm just gonna be honest, it's not a really good lane. But What's the Dirt has decided that he can make that lane work for him, and he did, but it came at a cost because he had to get so entrenched in it that his old work where he was kind of critical of Drake, he had to delete it, remove it, this, that, and the third. It was very critical, the thing about the minors, and some people have screenshotted and reminded him that this is what he said. But
yeah, that was stupid. See, one thing I understand about this whole game is if you say something, you got to stand on it. That's just what it is, man. You got to stand on it. You're going to lose some people, but you got to understand, like, it's your opinion. So you're going to lose people. I'm sure that I actively lose people every day because people probably disagree with me. But this is what I believe. And guess what? Tomorrow I might believe something different. Doesn't mean that I'm a grifter. It doesn't mean that. It's just circumstances change. Not enough to where you have to drastically change. Like if something came out where, let's say, I don't know, Kendrick was a PDF, right? That would drastically change how I feel. That's not me being a grifter. That's me drastically changing. Like, oh man, that's crazy. I can't believe. And it's proven allegations, yeah. But I think that a lot of people, the problem is They're afraid to be themselves because they're afraid of what the people say in the chat. The chat, people are beholden to their chat. I'm not. I'm not beholden to my chat. I respect the people and I love the people, but I'm not going to say things just to make them feel good. I think that's where What's the Dirt went wrong. And I used to tell this to one of my partners. I used to say, like, you can't let people run the company. You got to run the company. Like, and they got to come to you for this. You can't let them dictate how you feel because you are cool with them. Like, no. It's just what it is.
Dirt decided to be all in on the Drake rhetoric, so much so that Drake camp has contacted him, and now he's been lockstep with them for a couple months now, and I'm sure they're sending him a really good bag, because What's the Dirt is nonstop. Everything that happens with Drake, he's the first one out in front of it, on Twitter no less. People don't make no money off Twitter, but somehow What's the Dirt is on Twitter using his platform to defend and prop up Drake, and that's clearly a sign that he's getting paid very well and handsomely, because when the thing came out about the Tupac ring I reported on this channel, What's the Dirt was out in front. He contacted the seller. I mean, not the Tupac ring, the Tupac pendant. He contacted the seller and assured us that the seller was being truthful and honest, that the seller of the Tupac pendant, the Tupac chain, had assured him that it was more than one chain, and the chain was real, it was accredited and all this, and it was licensed and all this down the third.
Yeah, that was another big misstep and mistake of What's the Dirt. See, the one thing you got to understand is I'm never going to do that. I'm not. And if I do, I'm going to tell y'all. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be one of these people out here that's basically beholden to these guys. Like, if somebody came to me and said, hey, listen, we're going to pay you a good amount of money. We just need you to run interference or whatever, run something. I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to say, look, I'm cool with making money with you, but I gotta be honest with the people. If the people, I gotta be like, look, wait, they approach me and this is the deal. Like, I gotta be honest with the people. A lot of people feel like they don't have to be honest with the people. You gotta be, because they made you. Not to say, even if I come out and be honest with the people and I lose everybody, right? Let's say that's the case. At least they can say, well, he ain't lie. He ain't make up no story. He told the truth. He was straight up with us. That's what it's all about. So if it ever came down to that, and first of all, I'm not taking no money from no Drake, not to run interference. That wouldn't happen. That's not going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Nah. Because I don't like what Drake stands for. So I'm not going to sit here. If it's a deal, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to Kendrick or whatever, I probably would do that. But Drake, no. Not doing that. I don't care how much. It could be life-changing money. Like, if I love this, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to be on here faking it, because I can't. I just can't do it. Like, and if they're offering a person like me that type of money, that must mean that I can get that offer somewhere else where I could have some type of dignity. Like, somebody came to me and said, look, I'll give you $1 million to run interference. Like, although that's a lot of money, you got to think about it. All the people that watch me will be betrayed if I come out here and start going against Kendrick all of a sudden for some money. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. No, I would never do that. Sorry. I don't care, because I was always raised the right way. You know what I'm saying? And if you offering me that type of money, then I'm sure I could get it from somewhere else where I won't lose who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Was authorized and da-da-da. Well, so many people from that era that had knowledge of the chain came out and was like, yeah, bro, this chain 100% fake. There is no inscription on none of the death row chains. The timeline ain't matching up. A lot of things completely made What's the Dirt out to look like a complete and utter fool. So whatever they were feeding him about, they run these guys out as pit bulls and lap dogs. They run them out. They make them do these crash out missions. So he did a crash out mission over that Tupac chain, and he only crashed his own head into a brick wall because he ended up stopping.
Well, I want to say this. This is the reason why being neutral is fine. Everything you're saying is the reason why he should have never stopped being neutral. He should have said how he felt about both artists And what I mean by not saying how he feels as though like he is totally against one and against the other. No, he should have never, ever, ever, ever. He should have did Meet the Grams breakdown. He should have did all those breakdowns. Should have said, I think he should have took his personal feelings out of it, but he should have did, because you're just basically saying it right now that he's learning the hard way for being on one side. So he should have been neutral. What is he gonna do? Or he should have been like, look, this is the this is the issues I have with Kendrick, or this is what Kendrick did. He should have just displayed it out here, like, look, this is what Kendrick did, this is what Drake did, and let the people decide. But he chose a side, and now you're saying that, he shouldn't have chose that side. That's why I said that being neutral, to me, is the best that you can be in this game. A lot of people might disagree with that, but I'm telling you, just being neutral, just be neutral. You know what I'm saying? I could clearly see that Drake is wrong with Kendrick, so it ain't really not about me being neutral. I understand, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I could be critical of both if I have to. I'm not no fool. Like, come on now.
To delete all that shit. He's becoming a tweeter and deleter. Like, you never know. If you follow What's the Dirt in any capacity, you better screenshot the shit he writes, because he'll write a whole diatribe and then delete it, because that's what he does. So he stood on business for a little bit until it was clear that the chain was fake and Drake got burnt for $500,000. So he started deleting all this shit. That was his first open embarrassment, outside of just being, just a Drake stan all day and night. That's embarrassing in and of itself. But that was one of the big ones that really made him step back and like probably decide, okay, what am I doing? So he's like, after that, he got roasted so bad by myself and others, right? We've had several entanglements, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say something that you're probably going to be like, Charles, you're a little bit exaggerating. But for some reason, every time I engage with his tweets, those tweets get deleted. I'm just going to be honest. Some of his biggest tweets with the most, this, that, and the third, as soon as I pop up on the tweet, it mysteriously gets deleted. It just happened this morning, but I'm going to tell you that in a minute, right? So what happened was, What's the Dirt deleted every tweet he's ever tweeted after the fiasco with Tupac. I didn't even know till somebody they wrote in my comments, they said, yeah, your boy deleted all his tweets. So I go over there, they all.
Yeah, that's crazy. That doesn't make you look good. See, you should be able to acknowledge that you're wrong and stand on it. See, that's the biggest problem with What's the Dirt. He jumps out the window too much. You gotta stop jumping out the window, dog. Like, you got to be able to say what you say, and then if you're wrong, just say, yeah, I got that one wrong. But the thing is, and this is the reason why I say he should have just stayed neutral. These people are making you look bad, and you're trying to still prop them up. That doesn't make sense. Just think about it. They're playing you for a fool. It's kind of like, when your girlfriend is cheating on you, but yet and still you're defending her, knowing she's cheating on you. Nah, she just going with her friends to the island, man. It ain't nothing going on. And she packing sexy clothes and all these different things. You're like, man, she ain't doing. I'm telling you, bro, she just want to go out with her friends. What do I look like? What are you trying to say? That I'm insecure? I'm insecure. I'm not an insecure dude. It's like, they're doing something. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the kind of thing with What's the Dirt. I think he feels like he's defending them more than himself. Like, you should have been like, yeah, I got the wrong information. Oh, nah, Drake, you wrong for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happens. And I don't know if he took money. I heard, I could have swore he said he didn't. But if he did, this is what happens when you do that. This is what happens. They could lie. They could change things right at the last minute.
Tweeted. Then he writes this new message. They all deleted. He writes this new message. He says, I don't need to engage with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, these K-bots or whatever he called people, right? I don't need to be on here wasting time going in circles, engaging with you guys. This platform can be used in much better ways. I'll let my videos do the talking for me, da-da-da. So from that point on, he took.
You see what I mean? Like, this makes you look even worse. Like, the more you do stuff like this, the more you look worse. What do you mean you can't engage? That's what you're here for. Like, you got to understand, this is what you got to do. You got to maneuver through this. You got to do it. But stuff like this is the reason why people feel the way they feel about you. Like, it's so crazy. It's crazy.
Stance, he made it clear that he wasn't going to be engaging and going back and forth with K-bots such as myself and other losers and these degenerates online who have nothing better to do but attack him over senseless nonsense that he's above. He's bigger than this Tupac chain. He didn't say that, but that's what he was insinuating, that I'm bigger than all this stuff. I'm going to move on with my life. We never heard nothing else about the Tupac. Nothing else about the Tupac chain, the pendant, nothing that he went all full on this Iceman episode. And I was for the last 2 weeks, I was like, damn, did it drop? I wasn't sure because I kept hearing it was Iceman episodes coming down. So I would like randomly throughout the course of the day, I'd be like, oh, damn, did he drop the Iceman? Shit supposed to happen 2 weeks ago, right? So it starts to get closer and closer. What's the dirt now? He's full on, and he made a promo video, which they had to pay him for, right? He made a promo video about 9 o'clock. Thursday night, Iceman, he made a promo video. He messed up on the video. He said, oh, man, I put episode 2, guys. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Forgive me, So he made a mistake on that. But he put the video up. Video's doing well. They all tweeted, They set the boy up. They lined him up, gang. This is where he realized I really shouldn't have trusted these guys. They lined him up. Drake and his team, right? I don't know who's over there. I don't know many of these guys' names, but all I know is Drake and his team directly contacted What's the Dirt. They told What's the Dirt, there's going to be a song on there. It's some red button shit. Get out in front of this. You want to be the guy to promote this to the world? It should be you. It's like when these reporters, you know how you watch these cheesy ass shows where the reporter, they're doing anything for the scoop. They want to be the first one with the story. They want the name on the story. So they're going high and low. They're chasing down the story. They want to be the first one to report on it. Well, What's the Dirt wanted to be first. So he promoted this thing. It's going to be a game changer. Drake is dropping something on this stream. They was changing the times. We're streaming an hour early. We're streaming at 8 o'clock. We're going to lead up to the, we're going live at 8 o'clock. We're going to lead up to the stream, right into the stream, right from my page, So him, academics, all these goofballs, they waiting for this damn stream, right? Drake is going to drop this shit, And you remember the last time in episode 2, he didn't start the shit on time. He's supposed to start at whatever time he didn't start, right? All of a sudden, all this information comes out. Bieber's going to drop all this shit. All this weird-ass shit is coming out that they're scared of. They're
Yeah, so another thing, too, he should have got the song first. If there was going to be a song, I would have said, look, I'm not reporting on this unless you send me the song. You could send me the song and I could hear it once and then that's it. I could delete it or whatever. I'm not going to put it out. Actually, I can't because it worked for you, but I need to hear the song first. I need to hear the song to know that it's real. That's it. And then I could have came on here. Well, What's the Dirt? Not me. Could have came on here and said, hey, he didn't play the song, but I heard it. They sent me the song. I'm not playing the song. But I heard the song. I don't know why they didn't play the song. Like, that's what he should have did. You don't never put yourself in a situation where you look like the fool. Now you look like you're the one spreading lies. Like, again, what did Kendrick say? He's a master manipulator. And a lot of y'all fall for it. Y'all fall for it.
This guy, that guy in the third, right? So now, the information that he got, he done fed it to all his fans, and he done told everybody, yo, listen, it's going to be a whole release. It's new music we're getting tonight. Well, Drake goes live, the pre-recorded fucking Iceman episode 3, and he's in his fucking freezer truck again. Now the ice in the back, it ain't even fucking blocks of ice no more. It's shaved ice. Pinocchio's running all around these weird ass fucking costumes that look like they're from the 17 fucking hundreds. It's fucking old English ass shit. And this motherfucker, like they from Denmark or fucking somewhere. So then this motherfucker Drake is fucking in the fucking truck rapping to himself. He's busting out rhymes and this, that, and third, playing a whole bunch of beats, and they looking, you know what I'm saying? It's dragging out a whole lot of nothing because you got one fucking song and a remix, right? So the motherfucker, well, I don't know, 2 songs, whatever. So whatever song that he was supposed to drop, that they told, the insider scoop, the fucking Drake's team told What's the Dirt to say that it was coming out, never played it, never happened. Not only that, they never dropped no new music. They dropped one thing. I think they dropped one song on DSPs, a fucking remix featuring Yeet, right? These motherfuckers like, what the fuck? Who the fuck asked for this? The diehard Drake fans, they was like, fuck it. This is what we getting. Fuck it. We like Yeet. Let's do it. So other than that, most of the Drake fans was like, yo, bro, what happened to the red button? We sat through this shit for an hour. We ain't seen nothing but some fucking weird ass looking elves and shit that was 6 feet tall. We didn't see they was chasing Drake.
Yeah, there's no. I said this before. Like, there's no red button. He can't drop no red button like release now while he's in court. Like, and on top of that, how do we know that if this was said? People just made that narrative up. Again, What's the Dirt said that, but to be honest, we don't really know who told What's the Dirt that. He could have just said that. He could have said that, and he could be saying all this right now. See, the thing is, Drake team hasn't said nothing. You could literally lie and say Drake contacted you. They're not going to say that they didn't contact you. They're not going to say that. So the thing is, like, it's gotten to a point where it's like, okay, so, I mean, no one said anything. So I could get on here and say, yo, Kendrick team contacted me and said these things. Most likely somebody might say no, whether it's DJ Head or I don't know, Glasses Malone. Somebody gonna say something. But if I get on here and say that Drake contacted me, nobody's gonna combat that. And I think people take advantage of that. How do we know that Maul actually talks to Drake? We see any messages from them too? How do we know that what's the name? Academics really be texting Drake? How do we know? I know Casanat, he still stay on stream, that's it, but we don't really know if these dudes actually talk to him. They could just be making this up and people are falling for it. But yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Thank y'all for joining me. Just wanted to put that out there. I mean, I put it to you like this, man. If you're gonna work for somebody, you gotta make sure it's working for you as well. You can't be working for people and then you doing all the footwork and then they play you like that. He got played, man. And I know he probably would never ever do that again. And if he do, I mean, he gotta admit that Kendrick was right. He got played twice, 2 times, twice. You gotta admit Kendrick is right. He's a manipulator. His team contacted you and said these things. They don't really care. They look at it like, well, he was never on your show. He's doing all these other shows. I would say that your show, to me, even though you said a lot of things, I still would rather watch What's the Dirt over Aiden Ross or XQC. I still would rather watch him, even though I don't agree with him. If I had to pick, I would pick him. You know what I'm saying? But because I can at least go to him and see that he actually is against Kendrick and I can actually combat that. I could see that Aiden Ross is against Kendrick too, but he don't understand music though. And What's the Dirt understand music? And I would say he understands rap more than Aiden Ross does. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you that much. I don't agree with What's the Dirt, but if I had to choose, it would be him to be the villain or the opposition to this whole Kendrick and Drake thing. So, but thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Bye.